Hello there. Welcome to Introductory to Accounting Info. Uh, Today, we want to look at a question from June 2023. This is a question that was on the question paper for June 2023, and that was question 4. That question, 18 minutes are required to spend on that question. So this question that we have is on calculation of wages. We are going to go through the calculations that we have here and try to calculate what is required according to the question. But the question reads: use the following information to assist the owner of sweet and chocolate tuck shop in calculating the net wages of Sushma and Tiwari for the week ended on 3rd April 2021. Then note round off all calculations to the nearest rand, right? Very important to take note that we are rounding off to the nearest rand. Basically, to the nearest rand means that we are rounding off in the whole number. So on information, we've got normal hours. Normal hours are 40 hours per week, consisting of 6 days, Monday to Friday, then 7 hours per day, and Saturdays are 5 hours. So we have got 7 hours from Monday to Friday being normal hours, and then on Saturday also the normal number of hours on Saturday are only 5 hours. Then we are given information for Sushma, and they are saying Sushma worked 6 hours on Monday, 9 hours on Tuesday, 8 hours on Thursday, and then 7 hours on Friday and 5 hours on Saturday. Then on Wednesday, she represented Umi and Shawuya in court without informing a supervisor. Then for 40 rand per hour normal time and 60 rand per hour overtime. So these are the rates that are used to are going to be used to pay Shuba. And remember, we're having 40 hours per hour on normal time, and we are also having 60 rands per hour for overtime. So that's what we have in terms of Shuma. And also we can go on to see the other information that we have according to this question. We also have other information for in terms of Tiwari. Tiwari worked on 10 hours on Monday, 9 hours on Tuesday, 7 hours on Wednesday, and then we've got 8 hours on Thursday, 11 hours on Friday, and 1 hour on Saturday. Then the next sentence is saying he organized with his supervisor to take off the overtime on Friday to cover his Saturday normal hours. So what it means is the overtime on Friday, we are going to take it and put it on Saturday, and we regard those hours as normal hours. And then the last sentence saying the rate now for payment of Tiwari is 50 rand per hour normal time and 70 rand per hour overtime. We have to take note of that. Then we've got deductions. So this is the information that we have in terms of deduction. We're now calculating the deduction part. Then beneath that, calculate each of the following for Shuma and Tiwari. We are now on the question. And let's see, the first part requires us to just to calculate the normal time hours. So we are calculating the normal time hours for Shuma, and then we also calculate for Tiwari. So, but we are given the number of hours that these two people worked from Monday to Saturday. So we are going to refer to that. And remember, the normal hours, working hour per day is 7 hours from Monday to Friday. We can go back here. So what is key here is that to take note that normal hours are 40 hours per week, consists of 6 days, which is Monday to Fridays. We have 7 hours as normal hours. Then Saturdays only, that's when we are going to have 5 hours as normal hours. So we can start with Sushuma. We have got a table that I've created here that we are going to use to input that. We have got Sushuma here and then Tiwari. So we are going to start with Sushuma, and then we are going to this column is for normal time and this column is for overtime. So we know that normal time it has a maximum of 7 hours. So whenever it exceeds 7 hours, the extra hours we put it on overtime on each and every day. So we go back there to see what happened on Monday in terms of Sushuma. Sushuma on Monday, Sushuma worked 6 hours on Monday. Remember, normal hours are 7 hours, so this is actually below the normal hours. So we're just going to put the 6 hours that we have for Monday, and we don't have any extra hours there for Monday for overtime. So here we've got 6 for Shuma. and here we've got nothing. Then we go back there, check on Tuesday. Then if you go to Tuesday, 8 hours on Tuesday, 9 hours here on Tuesday. So we know that our normal hours are 7 hours. So it means we've got 2 extra hours there. If you say 9 - 7, we get 2. So 2 extra hours that are going to go to overtime. Then our 7 hours will go to normal time. Then we go there. So we have our 7 here, and we've got our 2 that are coming here for overtime. Then you go back to see what happened on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we have nothing, and they are saying on Wednesday she represented Umi and Sawi on court without informing a supervisor. This person didn't inform the supervisor, so this is regarded as an absent day, and this he didn't work any hours on Wednesday, so we're not going to put anything on Wednesday. So we go to Thursday. Thursday information is here, 8 hours on Thursday. So normal hours 7 hours. So the extra hour that we have of 1 hour is going to overtime. So we go there, we put 7 hours here, and then we've got 1 for overtime. Then we go there to see what, here we are putting on the wrong lane here. Remember on Wednesday, this person did not work anything, any hour, so we are putting nothing there. But here we have got 7 on Thursday, and then 1 for overtime. So that's what we have there. Then we go to see what happened on Thursday, on Friday now. On Friday, Friday 7 hours here, and we know that normal hours are also 7, so it means there's no overtime on Friday, just 7. So we are going to put 7 and nothing on overtime. So here we have 7, and here we have got nothing. Then we go back to check. Then on Saturday, the last day, this person worked 5 hours, and the person was supposed also to work 5 hours. That is normal time. So we're going to put 5 hours for normal time. Then overtime, there's nothing. So we go back there to put our 5 there. And here we now know that there is nothing there. Then this is what we have in terms of Sushma. So we can now add the total for the column for normal time. We add 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 5. If you add those ones, you are going to get 32 hours for normal time. And then for overtime, obviously 2 plus 1, then we get 3. We've got 3 hours only of overtime. Then now we are now going to Tiwari, this section. And we go back to see what happened on Monday in terms of the hours for Tiwari. Then we go there, information for Tiwari is here. Tiwari worked on Monday 10 hours, and remember 7 hours are normal. So it means 10 hours on Monday, it means we have got 7 for normal, and then the extra 10 minus 7, we have 3 hours for overtime. So we go back there to put that one, 7 and 3. Here we have 7 for normal, and then for overtime we have 3. Then you go back again to check what happened on Tuesday. If you go back there, you'd see that on Tuesday, we have 9 hours on Tuesday. So we have 7 for normal, and then 9 minus 7 get 2, then 2 for overtime. Then we go back there to put that one again, 7 and 2. Here we have 7 and 2. Then you go back on Wednesday to check number of hours on Wednesday. On Wednesday, 7 hours on Wednesday, and we know that 7 hours are normal, so we have got 7 only normal hours, no overtime. That is on Wednesday, 7 hours and no overtime. So here we have nothing for overtime. Then you go to Thursday. Like Thursday, if you go to Thursday now, Thursday we are here. Thursday, 8 hours on Thursday. So we have 7 hours for normal and then 1 for overtime for Thursday. So we go there because we've got 8 hours there. So 7 and 1. So if you come here, we have 7, and here we've got 1. Then we check again on Friday, number of hours worked by Tiwari. On Friday, we have 11 hours on Friday. And remember, 7 are normal. So we are going to have 7 normal. Then you say 11 minus 7, you get 4. So 4 overtime. So say 7 and 4. We go back there. So we have 7 and 4. 7 for normal and 4 for overtime. Then you go to Saturday. Saturday they are saying he organized with his supervisor to take off the overtime on Friday to cover his Saturday normal hours. So what does it mean? It means overtime for Friday, we are putting it on Saturday and it becomes normal working hours. Remember, on Saturday, the information that we have on Saturday is that this person worked only 1 hour. So remember, we've got 4 extra hours on Friday. On Friday there were 4 for overtime, so you're going to take those hours, 4 hours for overtime, and then you put them on Friday. Then they become, so put them on Saturday, then they become 4 plus 1 to get 5 working hours, which are normal. So it means on Friday and Saturday we do not have any overtime. We have only normal time. So if you go back there, you'll see that we are taking this one for Friday, 4 hours, and then we are putting it on Friday. So if you put it on Friday, it becomes these 4 hours that we've taken from here to here plus 1 that is there on Saturday, it becomes 5 now for overtime. And it becomes this one. This overtime are being taken to become normal. We have normal 1 year. So if you take 4 hours there, they will add up to 5 normal working hours now on Saturday. So now here we have got 5. So that's what we have there. So it means now we are left with no overtime here. Here we have 0 here, nothing, because these 4 we have taken them and then we will put them on Saturday to become normal, and then we have 0, and then here again we have nothing. So no overtime on Friday and Saturday. So so that's what we have there. Let's try to see if you add now. What do we get there? So if you add for normal time for Tiwari, you say 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Then we add 5 again. You are going to get 40 here. And then for here, we have 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 here, we get 5. Then we add 1, 6. And here we have nothing. So we are having 6 here for overtime 41. So that's what we have. So if you go back to our question now and see the first part of the question, the first part of the question requires us for normal time hours. So we now know the normal time hours. If you go back to our table, you know that normal time hours that we have there. We have 32 hours for the first Sushma. It's got 32 hours normal time, and then Tiwari has got 40 hours. So basically, if you come here, this is our first part, which is 4.1. So we are going to say normal time. This is normal time. We have Sushma. Sushma is 32 hours. And then we have got Tiwari. We are seeing 40 hours there. So that's the response that we have on 4.1. Then you go to the next question. If you go to the next question, we have overtime hours now. Overtime hours, also have them according to the table that we created there. We also have them, that's now 4.2. 4.2 now, we are now on overtime. Overtime, obviously, we have also Sushma. Remember, the overtime for Sushma is this one, which is 3 hours. We have 3 hours. Then If you check the overtime that we have there for Tiwari, is there. This one is representing 6 hours there for Tiwari. So we can just input that one as our overtime for Tiwari. We have 6 hours. So that's what we have on 4.2. Then we go back there to check the next question. We come to say 4.3 is saying gross wage. 4.3 is saying gross wage. So on gross wage, we are just going to say the total number of hours of normal time plus the normal rate for each and every worker. We do the same thing to overtime. We add the 2 overtime and normal, then you get the gross. So if you come here, you see that for let's start with the Sushma. We now know the number of normal time hours. So we can just say here 4.3. We can just say here 4.3, and then we start with Sushma. So Sushma, we have 32 hours. 32 hours, that is normal time. Then we multiply by the normal rate. I will check in the question the normal rate for Sushma. You come here, we know that the normal rate for Sushma is 40 rand per hour. So we are multiplying by 40. So here we multiply by 40. Right, we close with brackets. Now we add the amount for overtime. Overtime, remember Sushma, overtime is here 3 hours. Then you multiply by the rate for overtime for Sushma. If you come here, you see that the overtime rate for Sushma is 60 rand. So we are multiplying by 60. So you come here now, you multiply by 60. Right. So if you multiply and add there, the total that you are supposed to get there, let's try to calculate there. You find that you are going to get 1,460. 1,460. So that's what we have there. So that's what we have in terms of Sushma. We can now go down to check for Tiwari now. Remember, this is the gross wage for both of them. So now we are on Tiwari. Right, on Tiwari, we do the same thing. Remember the number of hours that we have there. We have for Tiwari, it's here. We have normal time 40 hours, and then overtime we've got 6 hours. So that's what we are going to do, 40 hours and 6 hours. Then here we are saying 40 hours for normal, we can say 40. Then we multiply by the rate of normal time, we get it in the question. For Tiwari, let's try to look for it up there. Right, the normal rate for Tiwari is here 50 rand. So we are multiplying by 50. So here we are multiplying by 50, and then obviously we add. Now we know that overtime for Tiwari is here 6 hours, 6. And we go and check again the rate that we have for overtime for Tiwari. We are having it here, it's 75. So we multiply by 75. So here we put it in brackets. And then obviously you put it in a calculator, you punch in the figures, 40 times 50, the answer that you get, you add to the answer that you are going to get if you multiply 6 times 75. Then there, to get the gross wage now, you are going to get 2,450. 2,450, that's what we have in terms of Tiwari. So this is 4.3. Then we check in the question again, 4.4, what do we have after this one? You see that 4.4 is saying pension fund. We are now here, pension fund, and we go to the question to try to listen to the instruction of pension fund. It's there on deductions. Here, pension fund contribution must be deducted at 7.5% of the employee's wage for normal time. For normal time. So the normal time wage, we we multiply by 7.5%. So remember, we did calculate for normal and then we calculated for overtime. So we go back there for pension funds. It's now 4.4. We can just maybe try to create some space here. 4.4. Right, we come here, say 4.4. This is now our pension fund. Right, so for normal time, remember we have for Sushma we have 32 hours, so the total amount now is 32 times the rate that we are given for normal for Sushma. Remember in the question, Sushma normal is 40 rand per hour, so we are saying 32 times 40. And then the answer that you are getting, we multiply by the rate that you are given in the question to allocate for pension. We multiply by this rate, which is 7.5 that we are given here. 7.5% as a decimal becomes 0.075. So if you come here, you're now multiplying by 0.075. So that's what we are doing there. So you try to calculate that one in 4.4. So if you calculate that one, you're going to get 96. 96 here. This is for Sushma. Remember, this one is for Sushma. And obviously, we have to calculate for Tiwari. And Tiwari, remember, normal time we put 40 hours. And the rate that we have for normal, we get it in the question again. You can refer back to the question. For Tiwari, the normal is 50 per hour for normal time. So we are going to use 50 there. Go back. We multiply by 50 here. Then the answer that you get, you now multiply by the rate for pension, 0.075 times 0.075. Right. If you do that, you are going to get 150. So that's what we have on 4.4. And then we check the next question after 4.4. Right, we go down to check after 4.4, what do we have? After 4.4, we have put 4.5 here. 4.5 is medical aid, and we go there to check for medical aid. Medical aid is here. For medical aid, Sushma contributes 200 rands, and Tiwari, due to his age, contributes double Sushuma's medical and contribution per week. So this is straightforward. This is now 4.5 medical aid. This is 4.5, which is medical aid. Right. So what we are saying is for Sushma, it's 200 rands, clear. And then for Tiwari, it's double, 200 times 2. It's now 200 times 2. They are saying contributes double here. So we are multiplying by 2 here, and then when you multiply by 2, you're going to get 400 there. So obviously, Tiwari is paying 400 rands. So that's what we have there. So we enough on 4.5. We are now going to 4.6. We go to 4.6. Right, on 4.6, it's saying here we are now here, pay as you earn, pay in brackets income tax. And then you listen to the instruction on pay. It's here. Pay income tax is 22.5% of gross wage after pension has been considered. After pension has been considered, then we multiply 22.5%. So what is going to happen is we are going to say the gross wage, we subtract the pension figure, then we the answer that we get, we multiply by 22.5%. So we go back there. We have our we have got our information here. So what we are going to do there, the next one is we are looking at pay, and this is pay is 4.6. Pay is 4.6. So what we are saying now is on pay we are saying gross. Remember we calculated gross there on 4.3. Gross is on 4.3. We go back there to check figures for gross. 4.3 here. That's where we have got gross. So for Sushma is 1,460 the gross, and then for Tiwari is 2,450. And then the figures for pension. Remember the question is saying first consider for pension. If you come back here, the payee they are saying has been after pension has been considered. So we are subtracting pension first. There, we go back there, and we know that our pension is on 4.4. Our pension is on 4.4. So for Sushma, we've got 1,460 for gross, and then we check our pension for Sushma. This is the pension 96. So we are subtracting 96. So if you come here, we are saying for Sushma, we have our gross which is 1,460. We subtract the pension which is 96 here, and then the answer that we get we multiply by 22.5%, which is 0.225 as a decimal. Then we do that, you see that the answer that you're going to get for Sushma there is 306 points something, and the point that you are going, if you round it off, it becomes 307. So here is 307. So that's we have to have for Sushma. Then we go to Tiwari. We go to Tiwari. Tiwari, remember, we also check the gross that we have for Tiwari. The gross that we have for Tiwari is here, 2,450. So if you come here, you say 2,450. Then you subtract the pension, which is here, 150. And then the answer that you are going to get, you multiply by 22.5%, which is 0.225. So that's what we have there. Right. When you calculate that correctly, you are supposed to get 517 points. And then if you round off to the nearest round, like the instruction that we are given, it becomes 518. So that's what we have in terms of Tiwari. That is 4.6. Then now we move on to the next question. We move on to the next question that we have there. We are now on 4.7. Now we are looking at 4.7, which is UIF. So we go and listen to the instruction again in terms of UIF. UIF now is they're saying UIF must be deducted 1% of the employee's gross wage. And we know the gross wage. We know the gross wage. We calculated the gross wage, so you can go back there to check in terms of 4.7. We are now on 4.7. You can just maybe write it here. 4.7. 4.7 is now the gross wage. And remember, it's 1%. And for Sushma, we are saying 1%, which is 0.01 as a decimal. Then we check the gross wage. Remember, we calculated the gross wage there. The gross wage is here. Only 4.3. We have got 1,460 as a gross wage for Sushma. So you multiply by that one, 1,460 times 1,460 there. And when you calculate it, you are going to get 15 rand. So this is the UIF for Sushma. Then we also consider for Tiwari. So here now we are having Tiwari here. For Tiwari now, the same thing that we are doing, we are saying 0.01, then we multiply by the total that we have for gross wage. For Tiwari, you can recheck it's here, it's 2,450. That's the gross wage for Tiwari. So we multiply here 2,450. We multiply that one, we get 25 rand. So that's what we have in terms of this is now the gross wage. We are calculating the UIF. So it's gross wage. Basically, here we are saying UIF, not the gross wage is such, but UIF. We are saying UIF. So that's what we have in terms of 4.7. Then we go back again to check the next, which is 4.8, what the question requires us to do. 4.8 there. Right, you see that 4.8 now it's saying total deductions. So remember the deductions that we have there. We calculated pension fund, we calculated medical aid, we calculated pay as you earn, we also calculated UIF. So those are the deductions that we have. So here maybe you can create a table here so that it becomes simple for us. We are saying for Sushma, here we say Sushma, and also we have T1. This is now 4.8. And out of these people, for the deductions that we have pension funds, and also we have medical aid. We also have PAYE, which is pay as you earn, PAYE, and then lastly we have UIF. So we are going to pick the figures that we got for these ones. Pension fund for Sushma. We go back to the calculations that we did there. Remember for Sushma, here we are starting here 15 rand for UIF. Then we check others. We have pension fund is here for Sushma, it's here 96. We are seeing it here 96. Again, we are adding that one again. And then we check the other one. Pay as you earn is here for Sushma 307. We are seeing it here 307. And then obviously now we are left with the medical aid. Remember the medical aid we calculated in the other side. Medical aid, we got 200 for Sushma. If you go there, you see that medical aid we calculated here. This is medical aid in 200. So those figures we can add them here, put them here, and then find the total. Let's start by pension fund for Sushma. Pension fund for Sushma with 96. And then medical aid is the 200 that we got there. Then pay as you earn for Sushma is 307. Then UIF, we have 15. We have 15 there. Then obviously now total deductions, we are now adding 96 plus 200 plus 307 plus 15. For Sushma, you get 618. So it's 618. You do the same thing here for Tiwara. Tiwara, we are already having 400 for medical aid here, which is 400 here. And then obviously you can go and check other figures that we have from the other side. We are having pension 96. Pension for Tiwari is 150. This one, and then pay as you earn is 518 for Tiwari, and then we are left with the UIF. UIF for Tiwari, we are having it there. It's 25 here. So we are going to put those figures there and find the total. Right, that's what we have. So in terms of the other figures, we have pension fund for Tiwari 150, and we have pay as you earn. Pay as you earn for Tiwari is 518, and then we have got UIF. UIF for Tiwari is 25. Then obviously we are now adding 25 plus 518 plus 400 plus 150 to get the total there. Get the total deductions, which is 1093. So here we are getting 1093. So these are the total deductions that we have. And then next we have got net wage. Net wage. So for our net wage, to find our net wage, we are saying gross minus total deductions. Gross. So here now we are on net wage. We are saying net wage, and this is 4.9. And we say gross minus total deductions. That's the formula that we are going to use. And then the gross that we have, remember that side, we have those figures when we calculate the gross wage. The gross wage is there. These are the figures for gross wages, 1,460. Then you subtract the total deduction figure that we got. We do something to Tiwari. We got 2,450 for gross wage. Then we go there. So you can start by Sushma. We have 1,000. Sushma is 1,460. Minus total deductions, so Sushma is here 680. Then if you calculate that one, we get 842. Then we get Tiwari. Tiwari, remember the gross that we got there was 2,450. Subtract total deduction, which is 1,093. Then we calculate that one. We get 1,357. 1,357. That's what we have in terms of this question on net wage for both of these two. Then the last one now is saying the total amount of the wages of the two employees that the bookkeeper should show in the cash payment journal of Sweet and Chocolate Tuck Shop for April 2021. So this one, we are going to add the two net wages that we have, and then the total that we get is representing the amount that is going to be shown in the cash payment journal. So here, remember the figures that we got for net wage are here. So we are saying now, this is now 4.10. We are now saying 842. 842. Then we add the other one, which is 1,357. So if you add the two, we are going to get 2,199. So that's what we have in terms of this question. So that's what we have, guys, in terms of the question from this question paper. Let's keep tuned for more videos to come. Those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share. We're still coming as we prepare for exams. We can stay tuned so that we get more notifications on more videos that can help us or assist us as we write our final exams. I think I just hope this video was of great importance in terms of our preparation. I will meet again in the next video. Stay tuned. With that, I'm signing out.